Yes. Well, hello, everyone out there.
Ru.
We have got Detox in the studio.
Hi.
Detox.
Hello.
Now, you guys just got off tour.
We just finished tour. I just landed from Singapore today.
Well,
Your
why
arms
did
are
you?
tired.
Why did it take you so long to get back? Oh, because Michelle got
I
back
did
early.
not go to Singapore.
Yeah, Michelle didn't go to Singapore because she's lazy and rotted.
Uh-huh.
No. And it's a 21-hour travel day. So I left yesterday at like 4 a.m. and then by the time I ended up getting here,
Oh my goodness.
I landed around like 11:30 or noon.
And so, did you have extra time in Singapore, or did you just?
Yeah, we had when we first got there, we got there late at night. We had a full day off. So I went running around town with the girls, went shopping. Annoyed the girls with how much I was shopping. Michelle knows I'm a good shopper. I can
Nobody
do it all day.
shops with me, but D. Nobody really gets into shopping as much as I do, except for Detox.
Yeah.
Right.
None of them.
Now, I'm assuming you bought several slings.
I didn't buy anything. I was gagged.
No Singapore slings.
No.
No.
No,
They're
unfortunately.
famous for their slings.
What's a sling?
Singapore sling?
Isn't that a drink?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. I just had to say that. It's the only thing I know about Singapore.
So, I mean, I barely know anything about it after the couple drinks I did have at the one bar we went to.
Ah.
I saw a picture of myself the next morning that Manila tagged me in, and I was like, I wonder how come I don't remember that. Oh, I was drinking 2 huge pitchers of alcohol because it was the final night.
Plenty of those don't remember nights.
No, well, not from this tour. I was actually quite well behaved
You
this
were
tour.
on this tour.
Yeah.
Well behaved. Because how many dates did you do on this last tour?
6.
It's just 6, yeah.
So you were able
She was
to...
well behaved for 6
I was well behaved for 6 days. And even my well behaved is not very well behaved.
Oh, okay.
She just remembers.
I
them.
just remembered them
Yeah.
more so than any of the
let's
other
see.
ones.
So what were the days? You did Singapore.
Singapore was our last stop of the tour. We started in Melbourne in Australia. We did Melbourne.
Oh, you did all of Australia.
We did all of
I
Australia.
see.
Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney, Adelaide,
Perth.
and Perth. And then from Perth, we went to Singapore.
Wow. And nice hotels?
Yeah, actually, they were
Really
quite
nice
lovely.
ones.
We didn't have anything janky this time around.
In America, we had a few janks, but
Yeah.
and not really, but just a few. Like sometimes we got a day room where we stopped in between because the drive was too long.
Yeah.
So those weren't the fabulous hotels, but in each city we were very well taken care of.
Yeah, that one and what was it, Adelaide, where we went into the hot tub at night?
That one was amazing.
That one was beautiful.
The Pier 1 in Sydney.
Oh, it was
to
gorgeous. And we
die
were there for
for
like such a short time. We
know.
were also, and it was such a beautiful day in Sydney.
Gorgeous.
Because it's winter over there right now, and
Yeah.
everything else has been a little dreary and drab. And
Yeah.
we got to Sydney and we were all like gagged because it was so beautiful. The weather was perfect, and we literally only had moments in our
Was
hotel.
Sydney where we played at the Luna Park?
We played at Luna Park,
Did you ever
yeah.
go to Luna Park?
That sounds very familiar.
It's the amusement park in Sydney.
Yeah, the Pet Shop Boys wrote the song. I think
Oh.
it's a song called Luna Park that they wrote it
Oh,
about.
really?
About that, yeah.
Yeah, that's not the thing across the bay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, right. The big head.
It's
There's
like the
that-
big-
Yes,
big
that's
clown
where
head.
we performed.
Oh, wow.
So
Which
that's
was
where our
so
show
cool.
was.
That was a really fun venue to be at because it was like...
That's where Jessie J showed up and basically, I'm going to spill all the tea now.
Let's
Okay.
do it,
All right, let's do
actually.
it.
I don't
Yeah.
So
mind.
here's what happened. Jessie J, I've been a big fan since YouTube.
Same,
days, right?
same.
And I think she's severely underrated.
Absolutely.
horrible.
Let's tell them why that she won't be a success.
This is what I'm saying. My friend, who shall go nameless, I have a lot of friends in the UK. My friend said, there's a reason why she's not blown up to the status that you would think she'd be.
Because she's phenomenally talented.
But not like there's a very few voices out there like hers.
Yeah. Mhm.
She did one season as the coach on The Voice UK. She has a horrible reputation. I didn't know any of this. She
Yeah.
said, just know that she's awful to people. But I never let anybody prejudge for me.
Right.
So my friend said, tell me if she's the same with you. I'd be interested to know. And I was like, she's not. Surely she's not going to be that way. She's coming into a house filled with drag queens, and she offered to perform at our show.
yeah, she reached out.
Yeah, so I thought, oh my God, we're going
To perform at your show?
to perform at our bot show.
Because
We
she was there doing The Voice in Sydney, correct? The Voice Australia.
Yeah, so she's now on The Voice.
So she's the
Australia.
judge over there, and she was like,
Right.
I guess apparently from what I understood, she reached out and was like, I would love to come and support. And here's what I gathered
Adam
after
Lambert came too.
Adam came too, who's been a good friend of ours forever.
And so he came and did the Snatch game, and I thought it would be so funny to have Jessie J come out as like thinking a queen's going to come out to play Jessie J in the
Right.
Snatch game, but yet Jessie J comes out to play
Yeah.
this. So she said no. So she wanted to just come out and do a song, and I was like, okay, whatever. That's still great, Jessie J. I can't wait to meet her.
Then she wanted us to choreograph a number to do with her.
Not
for
even
the
choreographed.
song.
She wanted you to just background dance for her.
Oh no! See, they told us that they were like wanted us to. I was like, at what time do we have to
When are you gonna do
choreograph
that?
something?
I'm
What are we
like,
gonna do?
Right.
Kickball change? No,
And that's
bye.
not even the worst of it. The worst of it is she comes with about 6 people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. Some people come with entourage, and that's okay. But she stood there with all of us outside, surrounded by these people, to making a human force field around her.
Right. Yeah.
Never said hi. Walked off about 100 feet that way and talked on her phone and was Snapchatting and doing everything. Never introduced herself. Never said thank you. Never said hi. Her people never even acknowledged us. She came into our house.
Right.
Never said thank you, hello, anything. Didn't even associate until right before I was about to bring her on. They said I didn't have to bring her on. I'm getting ready. A door's coming off and I'm getting ready to go on to do my job. And they go, oh, can you introduce Jessie J? And I went, okay.
I didn't even know she was there.
Here's Jessie J.
Yeah. The girls and I didn't even realize she was there. We thought she was a no-show because we had been around the whole night and we were like, where is she? Where is she? Where is she?
Yeah.
And finally they're like, oh, she's here. She's been here the whole time for like an hour.
Broke
Just-
my heart.
It was heartbreaking because, we're all big fans of hers. And it was like, you invite yourself to come into our house, like Michelle says. You would expect just to at least like, hi, thank you so much for having me. Or hi, my name is Jessie.
When you come to somebody's house,
When
you
you-
say hi.
Right.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I wanted to say hi, and her people were I couldn't even get to her. And I wasn't going to push through and go, oh, can I say hi?
Right,
I'm
right,
a
right.
47-year-old woman. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
She should have come over as an adult does and said, hi, my name's Jessie. Thank you so much for having me. What can I do? How can I be part of this?
Yeah.
But come to find out from hearsay, she said some compromising words about an Australian artist and had gotten in a Twitter spat with some Australian artist, and the backlash in Australia was very bad.
I see.
And she was being this judge now on this show over there,
Yeah.
and it wasn't looking good for her. So then she was like, "Oh,
I feel like she totally was like,
damage
let me
control.
let me use the
perform with
gays
drag queen."
and be like, look at me, I'm cool, I'm down with the gays. Let me be supportive, especially with everything that's going on right now. That's the vibe that I got, and that's why I was
And
like,
that's what I had heard.
It was like that's a fucking slap on the face.
Yes.
Don't come to
Never
our
said hi,
house
never
and
nothing.
do that.
Nothing.
Oh, that's terrible.
I was so disappointed because I loved her
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and could
You
not.
still love her.
I still love her voice.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to take away that
Yeah.
voice, honey.
Yeah.
But I'm upset or a little.
Are
let
you though?
down.
Because
No,
I got
not
to tell
upset,
you,
but let down.
here in Hollywood, I've been here for many, many years, and I always approach other
Artists, yeah.
names with a lot of caution because I've actually come to expect that behavior.
Right.
That's a terrible. It's a way to protect myself, though. I usually will be very, very timid when I go, and I don't
cautious.
usually I don't even go over to celebrities to say hi. If we cross paths, then I will say hi, but I don't go into the oh my God, I love you. No, I never do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I'm a fan. I do. I'm a fangirl, and I have no problem being a fangirl. And I think that's what keeps me real is the fact that I still am a fan and a fangirl. And I wouldn't have done that to her because she was in our house. I would have said thank you so much. And you're right. Upset is a bit extreme because that means I'm emotionally involved, and I'm not. But
Or you had expectations,
or that I cared, but I really didn't. But what I was disappointed
Yeah.
because I would have expected more.
Sure. No, when you come to somebody's house, you do the thing.
That's what let me down.
I don't know. I will. I was at this party and I went and said hello to Pharrell, and I because I admire what he's done,
Yeah, it's
and he was nice, but he wasn't like, oh my God, you're ruined. He wasn't that, and he was perfectly fine. Just hello, hey, great to see you. And that was it, which is perfectly fine.
Which is perfect.
But
yeah.
when you have expectations of a person, you might be disappointed if they don't, return that sort of.
Which is why I don't want to meet Madonna, and I'm dead serious about it.
But I
because-
wouldn't want you to meet Madonna because there's nothing she could never live up to the imagination of her
Right.
Correct.
in your head.
Correct, but somebody who started on YouTube, who I've watched.
That
from the
was
beginning,
that was where I was with. I was like,
Yes!
girl, like you basically started where we
Yeah,
essentially
from
start
the people.
from the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like granted you've had great success, but not that great success, girl.
Right.
Right.
Get that chip out of your shoulder.
Right.
We don't
And
need that.
It was disappointing
Because none of us were fangirling over her. We were
None.
excited to meet her, but
Yeah.
after we realized that she was being a douche,
and she
we
wanted
couldn't be
nothing
bothered.
to do
Right.
with us.
I literally ran into her like as I was coming off stage doing my number, and they were like would not get out of my way, and I was like, okay, well I'm gonna go over this way.
Right.
Hi, I'm Detox. Hello, and she was like, oh hi, I'm Jessie, and I'm like,
Listen,
yeah, okay, bye.
to the point. It was to the point when I came off stage. Alaska was standing there, Dee was standing there, Adore, and like 4 or 5, and they said, "Oh, our manager came over and said, our booking agent said, do you want to take a picture with Jessie? And literally Alaska, Adore, and Detox went, no, we're going to stay and watch the rest of the show. That has to be pretty extreme for these girls to say they're not.
There's a
gonna
really
take
great picture that, like a candid picture of her trying to talk to us when all the girls' faces are basically giving her the biggest side eye.
What was the reception she got from the audience?
Not
wait.
Because
I think
they were all privy to the controversy.
You are correct.
Yeah, and we weren't aware of it. So
we found out after the fact. We were like,
well, I got to tell you, there. It's funny. There are people in this business who behave like that, and nothing happens with them because they get a reputation. But at the same time, there are people, and I can name names, who are just awful, and they have no repercussions. It's weird that being a douchebag and surviving in this business, they're not really related. You would think they would be, Correct. You would think that enough people got together. It's like, I don't want to work with them. Well, that's true with some people, but there are, and I'm sure you guys know the names too. Where people they're still a success, and they're just awful.
But they're miserable.
But they're miserable.
Yeah.
That's the thing to remember. Yeah. That's the thing to remember is that would you really want to live inside of
that kind of head?
In that head? No, thank you.
Absolutely not.
So, but I will say this: having done this my third Bots tour and having done every date ever, this is the most successful of them all. But it was also, to me, I was really proud of this one, whereas I was proud to be a part of the other ones. I was really proud of this one because this was a very thought out, realized full production with a beginning, middle, and end. And it was a really good show.
I heard that about the show.
Really was.
For people who don't know, Bots is the battle of the seasons.
Correct.
Of course, affiliated with RuPaul's Drag Race.
Right.
How many girls on this tour?
It varied from 6 to 8, depending. It was different. There were legs. There was the Europe leg, U.S. leg 1, U.S. leg 2, and then Australia.
Was there a restless leg?
Always a restless leg, always. And a third leg.
Third leg, yeah.
That's my favorite.
There's a few third legs.
Yeah, there's a few third legs. But you got to watch out for that third rail.
Yeah.
Just a word of warning.
And the third eye blind.
Oh my goodness.
Terrible.
Oh my goodness.
But it makes me excited for the next one because the next one makes us want to bring it to yet another level.
Right.
Now, but based on what you said, Michelle, are you going to do another one?
I pray more than anything, no. I pray more than anything that I have to go, sorry guys, I have my own show, or we're shooting. Rue and I got our talk show done.
Yes.
And I can't do it. I would love that more than anything.
Yeah,
but if not, yeah, of course.
Right.
I love nothing more than doing a theater-like production.
Right.
Whether it's Rocky Horror or whatever I could do to get on stage and sing a show tune, I'm
Shocking.
going to do.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But for me, of course, I'm hoping to be too busy though, and that's the real tea.
Wow. So now, Detox, you are on All Stars. Now we're not going to give anything away.
No.
We have to be very careful.
I didn't even know I was on it. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yes, they've announced. Yes. What am I thinking?
It's announced August 25th.
August 25th. It's so funny doing this thing because obviously we forget, and we're preparing for something completely different, and this is coming on. I'm trying to remember what happened, who's who, what's.
Like the first couple of weeks after the announcement was finally made, people would be like, "Congratulations on All Stars," and I'd be like, "Shut the fuck up! Like, shut up!
Yeah,
I don't know what you mean."
Like,
and then I was like, "Wait a minute, I can talk about it now because it's out."
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Now, without giving anything away, how was it different for you? Should we talk about this?
You can. You could say, just keep it. I'll cut you off if I think it's not good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can ask Detox how it was different than doing the show the first time. That's fair enough.
Okay.
Well, I feel like definitely I was in a better headspace than I was going into season 5, and I had a little.
Should you speak in first? Should we speak in as it's happening now to help people? Because obviously they don't know that we shot it over a year ago.
But I think they realize it.
But they don't. They actually don't. When you talk to people, they really don't.
You really think
they
so?
want to believe in the fantasy that it's actually happening right now. So I'm wondering, should she speak in like present tense? That might help you to not give anything away.
How can that? Because then she's going to talk about shooting it when.
No, I can ask her. How is it different? Detox. How is it different filming? Now,
really?
Yeah, let's try it.
You're
let's
still
try
filming?
It. Do it. Yeah, we're still filming. It's coming on.
We're filming it.
We're
currently.
filming right now.
Although it's going to come out in 2 weeks. Okay.
Let's try it. Let's
Okay,
try
let's
it.
do it.
Okay.
'Cause I think it might help not give anything away.
Let's do
Even though
it.
they're not allowed to leave the set and not allowed to go
Because
anywhere.
when this comes on, it's probably on right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Let's make sure it's on right now.
We don't have to. We don't care.
No, we can though. We have that.
You mean we
power.
have to ask what's
we
his
have
name?
the ability. We just say, Alex, make sure this comes on after August 25th.
Yeah, but what if it doesn't fall like that?
We make it happen. Do you not watch Star Trek?
No, I don't. Okay, so I'm going to try an experiment.
Let's do it.
Let's do it like it's happening right now.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. So Detox, what's it like returning to Drag Race?
It's crazy being back in the workroom. It's crazy. I didn't think it was going to happen this soon, and here we are, like so quickly after the announcement, and we're back in the workroom.
Yeah.
And
Does it shell shock?
it is shell shock. You know, like. Well, I feel like I'm in a better place now than I was when I entered the first time. So I feel that I'm a lot more present. Mm-hmm. And that's exciting for me because the last time around, I was not at all present. So it's good that I just
Did
feel
it have
like...
anything to do with gerbils?
Wombat.
What doesn't have anything to do with gerbils, A? And B, whereas I had it in my rider to be here that I needed a stack of gerbils.
I'll go get them. Hang on.
Can you just... Well, you already have one in you, so you might as well just
You can use mine.
pass it back and forth.
Does it feel like deja vu? Does it feel like you've never left the workroom?
It does feel like I haven't left because it is so, it's like, A, it's so nostalgic and it's so fun to be back there. And plus, there's so many of my competitors from season 5 here with me again.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a little bit of a shell shock, but it's also very reminiscent. I'm like, it's kind of like, what have I signed up for? If I have to hear one more tongue pop, I might die.
Has that died out a little bit?
No.
No, tongue popping is still happening.
Well, no, I think it's died out a little bit. I don't think people do it as much anymore.
What is the new thing? What are kids doing today?
They're walking into the room purse first.
Yeah.
That's what it
true.
is.
Which I have been doing for years during my mannequin number. So, Bob, I will be having my lawyers.
Cease and desist.
But it's a pageant girl thing that people have been
It's
doing.
It's old school drag, girl.
Yeah.
It's old school. It's
Purse
pageant,
first.
everything.
Yeah.
I want to let you know that that's where I'm going, and I'm going to go there now.
Yeah. Now, you do a mannequin number from the movie Mannequin?
It's
Mannequin 2 or Mannequin 1?
Well, I loved Mannequin 1 is from the theme song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship.
Oh, my God.
Which is one of my favorite songs, and it's one of my favorite movies. It's like so... Just me as a kid, I remember watching it constantly. Mannequin 1 and 2. I loved Mannequin 2 because there was a little bit more of a story instead of just...
Because obviously Kim Cattrall
was in the first one.
And Andrew...
Andrew, what's his name with the little mole?
Yeah, Andrew...
Christian.
No.
No.
Andrew...
Lloyd Webber.
No.
What is his name, though? Andrew...
Jackson.
No, not Andrew Jackson. It'll come
You're
to
talking
me.
about the Brat Pack, Andrew?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to remember the girl who was in it. I feel it wasn't Elizabeth Shue, but I feel like it was...
in part two.
In part
So
two.
it's Karate Kid.
No, but Meshack Taylor was in both of them,
Yes.
right? Yes, right. Okay.
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul.
I love me some Meshack.
Meshack Taylor. Meshack been
Mannequin
back.
on the Move was Christy Swanson.
Christy Swanson, that's who it was.
Yeah. But I just want to backtrack with this. Nothing's going to stop us now. That's one of the hundreds of songs that I would kill to hear Cher sing.
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
Can you imagine?
Andrew McCarthy.
Andrew McCarthy. Yes.
And the amazing James Spader, who I worship.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Can you sing a little bit of that song?
I knew this was
You
going
want
to
Meshack
happen.
to sing it?
But Cher. Miss
Sing it like
Cher.
Cher.
Sing it like
Cher.
Cher. Yeah.
Let him say we're crazy.
And we could
Build this dream together. Nothing's gonna stop us now.
That's Detox's trademark number. And what she does is when there's an audience that's in a near, aka Mickey's or a drag bar. So she comes out with a purse in a Mugler suit usually.
Yes, of course. I've seen pictures.
And so she'll stand there when the music stops because there's a lot of Starship music has a lot instrumentation.
There's some modulation and
Right.
stops. And,
so she'll stand there with this dumb face on her, like a. And then the purse goes open, and people come in and just start putting money in the purse.
Oh my
They just
God!
her
Because she's
purse
a
is-
mannequin.
Correct.
Yeah.
And she does the dumbest faces, and she stands there like this. And people come and load the purse. By the time she's done, the purse is stuffed.
I've
with
paid my
cash.
rent.
Yeah.
Do you bring a big purse?
Oh, the purse keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
It's now a tote.
I think I'm gonna start bringing in like a wheelie,
It was a clutch.
It was a clutch, and then
And
it
now it's a
became a
messenger
big
bag.
clutch.
Yes.
And now it's a gigantic clutch, and I think next year it'll be like a good checked bag.
Yeah, exactly.
When I go on,
I have I have this long envelope clutch that I got from Pat Fields like 20 years ago.
Right.
I need to give it to you because it's this huge, long, the fold over clutch. That's what that is.
That's what I use.
Yeah.
Those
I have
are
to get. It's a red patent leather. I got to remember where that is. I have to find that. I'm trying to get rid of as much stuff as
I am
possible.
too.
I've been on a binge also getting rid of shit. I think it's so important. I'm starting to feel really cluttered.
Me too.
Yeah.
And it's not, it's icky like.
It is, and it drags you down because, no pun intended, because you don't want all this stuff. And
Right.
I've been carting all this stuff around for
Well,
years,
what
decades.
do you do with it? Because you have to archive your stuff.
Well,
and then
yes.
at one point,
The drag stuff, that's a whole nother story. But yesterday, I went down to World of Wonder, and there's that kid. He'll probably hate me for saying this. Jake, who works there, he dresses in all the funky, crazy clothes. Just crazy. He's a kid. He's 20, probably.
with the curly, crazy hair.
He's got curly hair, but he's
Beautiful.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
yes. Well, I brought a bunch of stuff from my closet, male
Is he
clothes.
shorter than you, though?
He is, but I brought shirts and jackets and crazy stuff.
Well, you're colorful. Yeah.
Beautiful things that I just really shouldn't wear anymore. Some of it's literally decades old.
Yeah.
I gave it to him. I gave it to
Brilliant.
him.
Brilliant. Yeah.
And I said, listen, this is not a read. I'm not saying anything. You can throw it away. You could burn it. You could toss it. You could wipe your ass with it. I don't care. But
What made you think of him?
Because he's the only person who could wear a Dolce & Gabbana shirt that's got, pineapples on it.
Yeah.
He's
What? Theron won't wear it?
Theron will not wear it. It's probably not Theron's size. No shade.
Drag off.
Drag off. That's silly goose, Theron.
I love.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to come back with Detox with more tea with Detox.
More tea with D.
More tea with
Detox
D.
tea, honey.
Hey, let's talk about Squarespace.
Oh, come on now.
Making a website has never been easier.
Really?
I love the idea that you can make a website on your own to your own specifications.
You don't need no man to do it for you.
I got a man.
You don't need no mother.
I don't need a man.
Call
but
your mommy.
You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is go use their beautiful templates and simplistic drag and drop platform.
Mm-hmm.
When you're ready to purchase a plan, get 10% off with the offer code RU. That's squarespace.com, offer code RU. We are back with Detox. What's the tea, girl? Oh, my goodness. We were talking about you being on Drag Race All-Stars. I'm trying to do this in a way.
All-Stars 2.
All-Stars 2.
All-Stars 2.
Trying to do this in a way that we don't give anything away because I don't want to give anything away.
Well, I mean, we're still in the throes of it right now.
It's
so
happening
it's
right
like,
now.
it's, I don't even know what's happening.
I don't know what's happening.
What are you going to make me do tomorrow?
I don't know. I think I'm going to. Can you sit on your head and eat a bug?
I'll try it. If
Okay.
It
Can you
means
do it
I can win that fucking crown.
Yeah.
Which way am I eating the bug, though? That's the question.
Right. Is there an anal option?
Right.
Well, yeah.
I already got a gerbil in there, girl. That's
Yes.
not true.
Yes.
How difficult is it for you through this process, to keep your spirits up? It's hard. This is
hard.
a grueling
Sleep
thing.
deprived.
Yeah.
It's grueling, yeah.
Food deprived.
It's almost like going through rehab, just because you're like,
is.
we're used to performing so much and being on the road so much, and we're not all of us are drunks, but we drink.
Yeah.
And
Some people get thirsty.
right, some people get thirsty, and we have maybe a cocktail every other day here. And I'm
Really?
losing my mind, maybe.
Wow.
What's your cocktail? Is it Singapore Sling? What's your
Yeah, it's
cocktail?
a Singapore Sling,
Singapore
girl.
Sling.
My
A
cocktail of
grasshopper.
choice is alcohol. Hey.
You don't care what it is.
Okay, rub and alcohol, bitch. Put a straw in it.
Yeah. Well, never mix, never worry. What was your first drink? How old were you?
Oh God, old, early, young. I don't know.
Was it
Probably
a-
like beer. I would like sneak little sips of my
Sure.
parents' beer and wine.
And that's where it all starts.
And that's where it all started. And I got emancipated at an early age. I was 15 years old, and I moved in with my sister. My sister was
How old?
15.
15 to be emancipated.
Mhm. And it was more like as I was, trying to find myself and coming out of the closet. And my sister really took me under her wings and was like, let me help him kind of flourish and blossom and show him the way to go. And she really kind of encouraged me to experiment and find myself and find my creativity. And
How much older is she?
she's 7 years older than I am.
Same with me. The same story. My sister, who's 7 years older than me, took me under her wing, and I moved in with her when I was 15.
Yeah.
And it was a great experience.
It was
like my
awesome.
bar mitzvah.
Yeah, it really was.
Quinceañera.
It was my quinceañera.
It's our quinceañera, yes.
Yes, so my quinceañera.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. And so, how long did you live with her?
We lived together until I was about like 17 or 18. And then she moved in with her husband at the time. And then I moved in, I think, with my dad or something. I don't know. I was a crazy kid.
And what state is this happening in?
Florida.
In Florida.
Orlando, Florida.
And but you had come from North Carolina, though.
I'd come from North Carolina. I was born in Orlando. My brother and I were twins, but my dad was with Lockheed Martin. So we moved around quite a bit when we were younger. We lived in Arizona for about 5 or 6 years. And then my dad had kind of a midlife crisis and decided to move us all back to his hometown in Fayetteville, North Carolina, which was great for my brother, awful for me.
But it's a Marine base, though.
It was the biggest military base in North America, Fort Bragg.
Did you mean to say military?
Millenary.
Yes.
Are some positive.
Yeah, exactly.
But not when I was like a 12-year-old kid trying to not be a fag.
Yeah, that's not good. No. Did you ever see the movie Soldier's Girl?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that takes place there, doesn't it?
It takes place in, I don't think it's that particular.
I never saw it.
Yeah, it's the what's her name?
It's with Calpurnia Adams.
Calpurnia's story.
Calpurnia's story.
Is that her story?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to see that.
You should. It's done really, really well, and
It's
it's
done
a tragic story, and it's about a beautiful person.
Yeah,
I love Calpurnia.
I love Calpurnia.
The actor who plays Calpurnia is what's his name?
He's
brilliant.
He's brilliant, and he's great, and he does a really amazing job with the role.
Oh my God! And then of course.
Lee
Pace.
Did he
Pace.
play Calpurnia pre-transition, like the whole story, or
No, it was she was already Calpurnia when Lee Pace plays her, and Lee Pace is a man. He is,
and he was
man.
able to be.
Honey, he was so good.
Yeah, he transformed.
He was,
Oh, I
and you
can't
know
wait to see
who
it.
plays the guy who is the lover is Jane Fonda's son. Troy Garrity. I have to say that with a New York accent. I don't know why. When I do double R's, I do double R's if I say oil can Harry's. And what is that?
It's your way of. It's your affectation.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But his name is Troy Garrity.
Garrity.
Troy Garrity. And he's, remarkable. It's Jane Fonda's son.
Yeah,
he's
great.
the grandchild of Henry Fonda, for crying out loud.
If he can't act, he should just go by.
Goodbye.
Yes.
Yeah. But and then that Sean Hatosi is in it. I'm not saying his name right, but he's a fabulous actor who you know from everything from In and Out.
Where can I find this movie?
I don't know. It's called Soldier's Girl.
Soldier's Girl. I'm sure it's on Netflix. It was on like Showtime or HBO, one of those two, and it was I think you can find it on Netflix.
Yeah.
I think I have it on DVD. I'll go through my DVDs and find it for you.
Very, very
It's heartbreaking, and it's Calpurnia's story is so amazing, and she's
Yeah.
such a brilliant person
love
and
her.
such a beautiful person.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Did you meet her out here or in?
I met her out here when I first
Yeah.
moved here. She's one of the ladies who started getting me work all around WeHo. Jackie Beat and Calpurnia started like booking me at all their little shows when I first
Wow.
moved here.
And what was it they saw? Looking back, what was it they saw in you that made them want to help you?
I don't know. I think maybe at the time it was just like the right timing. Like there was nobody really like me when I first moved to LA. I was just like straight out from Florida, really hungry, really thirsty. And I was in Florida for years and around a lot of like, the continental girls and the more pageanty girls.
Yeah.
And that was so not really my aesthetic. But I also kind of was schooled in that school of drag.
Right.
So I was a little freaky, a little club kitty, a little pageanty. Like this huge amalgamation of just gender fuck craziness.
That's great.
And I was very thirsty when I got here. I think
And
that
that's where
really
you know
showed.
Roxy from.
And that's how I know Roxy. Like Roxy and I pretty much started doing drag together in Orlando around the same time.
Was this at the Pulse nightclub?
Pulse was the first club that I ever had a residency with.
Yeah.
I started doing drag at Southern Nights, which was another
I know
bar.
Southern Nights. Yes, honey, yes.
And that's
when-
where Roxy. That's her.
And
home
that's
bar
where
now.
Roxy is now, yeah. And
Yeah.
as soon as when Pulse opened, I worked there like right when it started opening, and I pretty much was there until I moved here. They threw me which is like that's why everything right now is.
It's
It's just so nuts. It's
Well,
hitting
this-
very close to
and
home.
Even harder, Rue, was going through it on the road. I
Yeah.
mean, I lost one very close friend to our family, but Dee and Roxy and Ginger lost a bunch of people that they were not only close with, but I'm sure would consider family to them.
Yeah.
And us being on the road when it happened and actually being numb and Al calling me and telling me about Eddie and me not even really understanding what was going
How
on.
could you? Yeah.
Because at first it was 12 and then the number kept growing.
It just
and we're
kept
on this
growing and growing, and the
tour
list
bus
kept
and we're
getting bigger.
sobbing and and not knowing what to do and what do we do, and we all were huddled and sobbing, and it was like, okay, I'm the mother, I have to pull it together and we have to go on. But I was the first person going, my daughter Lola's calling me every night going, please come home, you're going to get murdered. Like, this is real stuff that we're dealing with. So all of us were like, we got to end this tour, you know, for a minute. And then we kind of thought and talked and went, okay, well, at least finish the U.S. Like, we're trying to talk ourselves through what we need to do, because our community out there needs us as much as we need them.
Exactly.
And at the same time, we've always known that anybody that works in a gay bar or does anything gay associated, we're going to be a target of some sort, you know?
Yeah.
So we always knew that anyway going in. And even though security's great, it's never guaranteed for anybody.
Right. I mean, if somebody has something in their mind that they want to do.
Like what happened with Christina Grimmie.
Exactly. It's going to happen.
And Rue, we had just missed.
We were just there.
We missed the Brussels bombing in the airport by 3 days.
Oh, my goodness.
We missed Christina Grimmie by days.
Days.
And then Pulse, we weren't there, but our family was there. When we did our show in Tampa, for Al from Al and Chuck came to visit with Eddie, who worked at Al and Chuck, and they all came to see the show.
I remember, because it wasn't Eddie at DragCon?
He was at DragCon
I met
in his
him
top
there.
hat.
Yep, I met him.
Andy was at our finale, and he came. He was the one after to Tampa, and this is divine intervention. And I don't mean to make this moment about me, but I just want to share. The Tampa show, I never go out. You can ask Dee. 4.5 months, I've done my days in clubs. It's not my thing. I want to sing good. I want to sound good. I go to the gym. I go home after every show. Tampa, for some reason, because Al was there and Eddie were there, they were like, just come out. So I went to the after bar, which was a nightmare because I'm smashed into this little VIP and everybody just wants to take pictures, which I don't mind. But it was like Bunny was performing, which is why I went too. And I was there and Eddie was with me and I couldn't find Al. So I said, I just want to go. This is too much. Like, I'm not having fun.
Right.
So Eddie goes, I'm going to make sure you get back to your hotel. He leaves the bar to walk me back to the hotel. We have this great conversation.
Wow.
Beautiful talk. He's asking about the girls. He helped Lily a lot through what was going on in her darkness. And he and Lola connected, and we were talking about the next cruise. And he gives me a big hug, and it was just so perfect that he was the one to do it. But I realized the reason I went out that night was to have that conversation with Eddie, because he was then taken.
Yeah.
So that's why he was there, and that's why I went out that night. But working through all of that craziness on the road was almost not allowed because we had to go right into action in Minneapolis, I believe, that night. And I just stood there not knowing what to say. And I'm a woman who's never short of words. But it's like, what do you say? And I just kept thinking, our ancestors did not go through Stonewall and the upstairs lounge and the Compton cafeteria and everything they went through for us to be taken down by this. But then you keep thinking of those beautiful... I think of the mother that was a mother of 11 who was there dancing with her gay son that night. I think of the couples that were getting married that are now being buried. I think of everybody and the fact that these our girls, our Drag Race girls, were barely even able to go on that night because they could not stop sobbing in between takes, in between songs, and having to go through what our community goes through continuously. And then the world, and I could keep talking, but the world trying to change it into an ISIS or terrorism thing when it was really a hate crime. Let's not take away the fact that this was meant for gay people only. That's what it was about. Yes, gun control. Yes, of course. This was meant to kill as many gay people as they could.
Well, but the interesting thing is when we talk about this is that they want to find out what's in the head of a madman, and the truth is, I don't want to find out what's in the head. If you're crazy, you're just crazy. And I get upset that the news media will print the name of that person and their picture because it detracts from the people who lost their lives. And it also, if fame and celebrity is the hallmark of the touchstone and currency of our lives in this on this planet, why turn a madman into an instant celebrity?
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that's what happened.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what happened.
I just don't understand that. So, and that just goes to show how unevolved we are as a culture of people. Because if we were smart, we would not do that.
Right.
We would not do it. We wouldn't give him a name or a face. Because what it is that is a certain element that in each of our psyches is that sort of negativity. None of us take it to that extreme. We all have that horrible voice that says, oh, look at her, or I hate it. And when you boil it down, it really has to do with people who aren't getting what they were promised out of life, and they say, you know what, I'm not only am I going to take my toys and go home, but I'm going to take a few people out with me, you know, because that's what it really gets at. And we need to address that aspect of the human psyche that lives in each of us before we can move forward. We don't need to analyze him because it's just crazy. Look to ourselves. Look to each of us to see what's going on inside of you. Where are you like that? And heal that part. 'Cause if you want to change the world, you got to change yourself.
Because everybody's got it within them.
Everybody's got it.
Absolutely.
Everybody's got it. So it must have been terrible for you knowing Pulse, which I've worked at Pulse. I can't tell you how many times.
I know.
worked
I've
at
seen
Pulse.
you there.
You know, to this close to it's unbearable. Have you spoken with people?
I have. I mean, I've had no choice but to, and I just haven't been able to get back there yet. But you know,
Are you
now that
going
I'm
back?
Oh, absolutely, I have to.
It's just
my home.
exhausting and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
sad and
Yeah.
these stories. And you must have.
And like my whole, you know, because it happened. I was in Chicago when everything happened, and luckily I was there with my family, who's all been like that was their bar. Every time I would be home, that's where they would come and see me. That's the place my dad first came to see me ever do drag and surprise me. It's like it's you know it goes much more than just us and like however we're directly affected because it affects
Yes.
everybody.
It really does. It says so much about who we are as a people, not on this planet, not just Americans or gay people.
Right.
It has to do with where we are in the evolution of mankind, and this is a benchmark place for us to be. We have to make a decision here of who we are and how we're going to expand humankind on this planet.
Now is the time.
Now's the time.
We've gone mad.
We've gone mad.
Mad.
Yep. So
And it's frightening.
it is frightening. So we're going to come back in a minute with some more positivity and maybe some solutions as to where we can go from here. Because I think if anybody can do it, it's the people who dance to the beat of a different drummer, who have the courage to create a new path, which we all have. Each of us in this room, each of us who listen to this podcast, we're very used to creating a new path, a new road, and I think we can do it. All right, so we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Detox. So, Michelle, I want to talk about Blue Apron.
Oh, I've been dying to talk about
Is
Blue
the food
Apron.
good?
The food is amazeballs.
Yeah, and you cook it yourself.
I do. Now, here's the thing. When I went on tour, I started getting Blue Apron because I'm not home.
Yeah.
And my husband kept buying these meals from a certain store that has great prepackaged meals, but
Yeah.
they're processed food.
Exactly.
And no matter how good or organic they are, they're still processed. Extra salt.
Oh,
things
dear.
like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the thing that happens with Blue Apron is they deliver fresh meals to your door. You can get it, 2 meals a week, 3 meals a week, whatever, for a family of 4. That's what I got. We got 2 a week for a family of 4. I'm not home. My husband would get the fresh ingredients delivered to the doorstep. He would make an entire meal from scratch.
Yeah.
And not only was it easy, he was super proud of it. The girls loved it. I wasn't home to cook, and he did it all by himself because he kept
Wow.
saying, leave me recipes. And like the extent of him is like, it was pasta or grilled cheese.
Exactly.
Right. Now he's doing full meals, fresh, super high quality ingredients. I'm telling you, the girls have loved every single meal.
And the
it-
recipes are so easy to
so
follow.
easy. And I kept them all. So even if we don't get them, I keep them because you can make them on your own. And the thing is about Blue Apron, less than $10 a meal. And I'm at the grocery store, no joke, every other day.
Wow.
Buying stuff for meals. And it's way more money than
You're
that.
absolutely right. And then you go to the grocery, you have to contend with the parking and,
Yeah.
the aisles not being able to find what you need for these
Or
recipes.
Buying stuff you don't need.
Exactly. Well, Blue Apron is your one-stop shopping.
Yeah.
Everything is sent to your house, fresh, great food, and it also makes you feel good and accomplished because you get to prepare it yourself.
And the kids get involved. I'm not even there, and I see his post. He started a food wars with one of my best friends, Stephanie, and I got her onto it. So I sent her, like, if you sign up, you can send a certain amount of meals to your friend. So she joined too. So they'll be posting food wars photos on Facebook, and he's so proud. The food is awesome. The kids are fed. They're super happy, and it's less than $10 a meal.
That's really brilliant, especially for a family of 4. That's
people.
Really, really brilliant.
Unreal.
Go to Blue Apron today, and you will not regret it.
The cool thing is, you download the app, you can stop and start whenever you want. Say you want it 1 week and you're skipping a month.
Yeah.
You could do it like that. And if you go to blueapron.com/Ru, you get the first 3 meals free. It is such a great deal.
Wow.
Try it out. I'm telling you, you're going to wonder why you haven't done it sooner.
We are back with Detox, just fresh off the boat from Singapore.
Yes.
Fresh off the boat from Singapore. You were there for just a few days.
I was just a few days.
But you were over in that part of the world for about a week.
For like about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Yeah.
A week.
Yeah.
A week and, yeah.
Can you do an Australian accent?
Oh, no.
Me neither.
Terrible.
No, I
Wait,
hear-
who were we doing? We were doing,
Kath and Kim?
Kevin Keem.
no, give me your keys. I'm taking over. What's in Tabitha? We were
They were doing
We were all,
Tabitha-
by the end of the
Tabitha's-
tour, we were all trying to take over each other's dressing room. Give me your keys.
What's the
I'm taking over.
The salon?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, a little birdie, follow my eyes, told me that you girls really love to party when you're out there. And as a sort of a cultural attaché between our country and other countries, to get to know the people, more like the men in other countries. Is that, tell me about.
That happens.
Yeah, it happens. Tell
Some
me.
more than others.
I was very good this last trip.
You absolutely
I didn't
were.
pull one piece of trade, and I wasn't even like actively looking, which is very good for me. Usually, I like to find a boyfriend in every port
Sure.
or several.
Why not?
And there's
Because
nothing wrong with it.
there's nothing
Jinx
wrong
is
with it.
probably, believe it or not, the
Yeah.
biggest.
Jinxes.
Jinx and Violet tend to like their apps.
They tend to like their apps.
Right. Do they compromise their Christianity?
Multiple times,
I'm sure.
Right.
if they're lucky.
Yeah. But then they get down on their knees and they genuflect.
They do. And
They
then it's all
genuflect.
over. Yeah. Show some respect down on one knee.
Exactly. As one does.
But isn't it odd though that, I mean, people, you're famous, people know you. How does that change the?
Oh, you should tell
We'll
Ruth.
talk about
You
it.
need
Let's
to
talk
tell-
about it.
Go.
So this is what happens usually especially when it involves treating your fans a little extra special than you treat
Which
everyone
would want
else,
to.
which you would want
Which they
to.
come to expect.
Which they,
This
but
is
sometimes
paying
they
for the
don't
meet and
come
greet.
to
Yeah.
expect.
It's a real meet and greet.
So the real meet and skeet is what I have to cover.
Oh, wait, is there actual meat involved?
Well, again, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky. Because a lot of times they get, they can get nervous, and we call it racer dick because it just does not seem to get up and work.
Race, like drag racer?
Like drag
dick?
racer, like they
I
get
didn't
race
know-
chaser dick.
I didn't know that was an affliction.
Well, it is with them. It's actually very common. Now, I don't get in on the conversation, but I hear the conversation.
through the walls?
Through the walls of the bus.
Through the glory hole.
I act like I'm sleeping. But what
She's
they're
got that glass
saying-
up there like this.
Playing possum.
Yes, of course. And what they say is, so the guys, everybody's really into it. The foreplay's fabulous, and when it's time to perform, they're so more enthralled with, oh my God, I'm going to have sex with Detox. Oh my God, I'm going to have sex with Adore, that their weenie goes soft.
Right. They
And
get
they can't get it up 'cause
nervous. And then
they're
you
so
end up just like,
nervous.
one of my favorite stories of me getting trade, I was in England, and the
You mean
boy
England? Yeah.
and the boy, instead of being more into it, he was too busy taking pictures of himself because the room was very posh. And as I'm doing my stuff, he keeps asking me questions about, well, so what's it like in the workroom? Ooh, and I'm like, this is it. You gotta know.
Are you
I'm not
serious?
even like,
Wow.
No.
and like and he's like, oh yeah, so how's it really like? I'm like, he's black. What do you want to like? Roll over.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And how often has that scenario played out?
Not too often.
Yeah.
Usually, but I mean, obviously, they make more of a a presence.
No, but
Yes.
you'll also see
Yeah.
they'll show me their conversations where they're trying to get with a certain guy, and then all of a sudden they'll have a picture pop up of me doing like the finger, like no,
No,
or
that
they'll
one,
show
yeah.
or the gifts that show up of the girls, and they're like, oh no, like they think they're being funny, but it's really like wah, wah.
Right. It's
Right.
a boner killer.
Yes!
Right.
But it happens all the time with them. I see it all the time. That most of the people they end up with are fangirls.
Right.
They
Yeah.
really are.
And it's sometimes it's really cute because a lot of times you'll meet somebody online and totally play it off like they don't know who you are, and you know
Uh-huh.
damn well that they do, because you look at their Instagram and you see that they're fans of the show. It's
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah.
But then you end up being friends. So when you go into that port, you have a little piece.
Right.
Sure.
Well, just like, I have a little,
Well,
I
how
have
different
a
is
twink
it?
stash.
How different is it from Leonardo DiCaprio at a Victoria's Secret show? You
I
know?
don't think it's any different.
It's no different
Right.
at
No,
all.
I don't think anybody's judging. I think the only difference between what happens with gay men and hetero men is if a fangirl he's still going to get his dick hard. I think the only issue is what happens with them with that. It's very common.
Yeah.
Very common that the kids get so nervous they can't perform with the girls.
Right.
Which is fine with me because I just like to cuddle anyways.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
Spooning is your middle name.
Yeah.
Detox,
Detox, spooning, a cunt.
A cunt.
You didn't want to say it, but we will.
We
We
will.
will.
Yeah. That's exactly.
But it must be really. I mean, the expectations of you girls out there, especially dating. There must be a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. And dating is very difficult. I know some of the girls date. I don't tend to, just because usually when I'm in a relationship or I'm dating somebody, I want to be able to be fully invested in it.
Right.
And currently I can't because I'm on the road so much and I'm focusing on my career, and which I'm happy to do.
Yeah.
You know what? And it's actually I've come to peace with it too, that I'm not in a need to be in a relationship right now. I would
have
love
many
one eventually,
relationships.
but it's been really fun just kind of getting to know myself and being able to travel the world and meet so many awesome people. Some of them have turned into really good friends. Some people I see often whenever I visit multiple.
Many.
Yeah.
But when you are in a relationship with the Lord, your heart is full.
Right.
So you don't really need.
I don't have any
preach
more
it.
room in my heart.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Church.
are you team Jesus or are you team
Jesus.
Grinder or Jesus? Exactly. Right. Exactly.
Jesus,
Yeah.
all the way.
So, so now you're famous. You travel the world. Your passport is completely filled.
Oh, well, she's brand new now with an extra set of pages in her.
You just got a new
She just got a new one.
passport.
She got a new attitude.
She got a new attitude.
Right, because you were
Look how
telling me-
thick she is.
Oh,
Is that the
This
new
is the
kind?
new one,
That's
yeah.
the
Oh, let's
new
see
one.
her.
Look how I don't know how many pages she's
Now,
doing, but
because your old one. When did you get your last one?
I got it, and it was my first passport because, I mean, when I was younger at the time, you didn't have to have a passport to go to, like, Mexico or Canada.
Uh-huh.
But my first trip overseas, I believe, was to Dubai when DWV and I went to Dubai. So I got it in 2013.
This is good. All the
And
extra
it's literally was in 2.5 years has been
It was
completely full.
filled. My
And that's
goodness.
thanks to you and to the Rue Empire.
Well, that's thanks to you, your talent. I told you before. I remember the first time that I'd seen you before that car wash. I saw you at the car wash, but I'd seen you once before then, and I was familiar with you because of your audition reels.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I saw you at the airport, what was it?
The car wash.
The car wash. I was going to say the dry cleaners.
No, car wash.
Car wash.
She would see me everywhere, though, because I would just follow him around and say, pick me, pick me, pick me,
That's
pick
called
me.
a stalker.
But I remember thinking, wow, that's a wild, odd kid with you had David Bowie red hair.
I did.
And
Like a mullet.
Yeah. And this very stylish, it looked like a David Bowie suit, like some type of a jacket, it wasn't a leisure suit jacket. It was more of a fitted with Yves Saint Laurent pockets on it. I think it may have been belted.
I think so. I'm
But-
trying to remember.
I just remember that you were very stylish. And how have you been able over the years to reconcile your sort of punk rock outlook with drag? How do you the two live together?
I think I don't really know how it lives together, but to me it just works because it's something that's just so familiar to me. It's like the only way I know how to do it is to be a badass, like, fashion bitch, but with the heart of gold.
How did you get introduced to Mugler? Have you ever met Mugler?
No, I'm dying to, even though he looks crazy now as Manfred.
what?
But I I think he's a genius.
Where does he live?
In France. He's in Paris.
Paris.
What's
he's
his name now?
Manfred
Manfred.
Mugler. But I
Wait,
remember
what happened to Thierry?
he dropped it when he started getting a lot of silicone injections and working out a lot, and he wanted to be
Right, he got really like.
yeah, he's like super buff and
muscly.
wanted to be this big.
Sort of Tom of
Sort of
Finland.
Tom
I
of
didn't
Finland.
really
Yeah.
know he changed his name too.
Yeah.
Ah.
Manfred.
Manfred Mugler.
Yeah. And he made so much money off the fragrance. It's the fragrance when he sold the company because with these designer things, it's the T-shirts, the
Right.
jeans,
You are
and the
correct.
fragrance, and the sunglasses, and the handbags. That's what
keeps Michael Kors afloat and people like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you haven't met. Who introduced you to the fashions of Mugler?
Well, I think I just remember like one of my memories of first seeing Mugler was like the 96 or 97 Vogue Fashion Awards. I was 10 years old. And it was like that whole retrospective he did of like his entire career and all the couture. And James Brown was singing, and it was the robot gynoid suit with the skirt suit that was ripped off of it. And I was like blown away.
Yeah.
And I think I was watching it with my sister or something. But I definitely was watching that, and I was like, what is this insane magic? And had been obsessed ever since.
I wonder what queen or what woman has the largest collection of Mugler. Maybe Ivana Trump, but she didn't wear the most.
Or Jerry Hall.
Jerry Hall probably has a lot of it.
Yeah, Jerry Hall.
What do these people do with all these costumes? What do you do with your costumes?
I keep most of my stuff. You should see my apartment.
In your apartment?
Yeah, I need to get. Well, I'm always on the road so much that I'm never able to like really go through anything and sort everything out. My room and my drag room is a disaster.
Yeah.
My poor roommate Lori, I love you. Is probably going to kill me eventually.
Yeah.
But I just need to like. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, I'm taking most of the month of August off, so I can kind of stay around and do things.
It does take attention.
Because it takes attention, and I can't I have people that have like offered to do it, and like my sister hired me someone to do it. I'm like, I have to be there in order to like go through things. Because I want to get rid of so much shit.
Yeah.
I'm starting to box stuff up to sell on Depop.
That's what Violet is doing right now too.
Yeah, because it makes sense because the stuff is kind of iconic in a way for the fans of the TV show that go, oh my God, I remember you wore that once. People might want it.
Yeah,
instead of just donating it or giving it to someone, at least people can.
But there's so many things that I need to keep too. Like all my Mugler, I have to keep just because I love it. And it's like, it's archives for me. Like there's stuff that I have that I can't even wear that's my old Mugler stuff that I'm like, I just like to look at it.
Yeah, no, that you have it. Why don't you have people just rip stuff off, like rip certain outfits off?
She's a label whore.
I like the real thing. And I definitely do have a couple of designers that I work with that can do some recreations or like, inspired by looks. But when it comes to Mugler, I want it to be him. There's only the cut. That's that cut, girl. It's impeccable.
Well, there's only a finite amount of the Mugler
when did he
that
stop?
He did.
He stopped. His last collection was, I believe, 2001 was his last collection. I think it was like winter 2001, and it was beautiful and it was refined and not over the top like the rest of the stuff the way we kind of know him for.
Yeah.
But then after, there was really nobody doing anything with the fashion line from then until the last couple of years. They had Nicoletta Formichetti do something, which was
right.
I roll my eyes.
Yeah.
It's so interesting, that whole world, because who the audience, I like even what Eddie Slimane did with YSL. I see that stuff, and I'm old. I saw that stuff, and I go, well, that's all trash and vaudeville. What's so special about that?
Right.
But see, someone turns 18 every single day. They've never seen that before.
Right.
So they'll pay, $3,000 for a
motorcycle jacket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit more than that, but it's interesting, the whole fashion thing, because you think, who would be the audience for a Mugler today? That the Mugler that we love,
right?
Who would that audience be?
I don't think people dress like that.
People don't dress like that anymore. It's a different era. It's a little bit more about ease and and like in his heyday, it was all nothing but power bitches. That was what it was.
Yeah.
Right. It was a take on power bitches that was even more avant-garde.
It was the
futuristic.
Yes. Yes.
Which now you look at it and here we are 20, 30 years later in the future, and it's like. Everyone's walking around in Uggs and sweatpants.
Yeah. Well, but also that's LA too. LA is very cash.
But even New York, you go back enough, people don't power it up the way they used to.
Well, the past few, I'm redoing the place in New York because the past few times we stayed in Times Square.
Yes.
But we stayed at the London and we stayed at the Parker Meridian, and it's very Times Square-y, So it's all people from out of town.
It's all tourists.
It's all tourists.
And they ain't dressing up.
No, they ain't dressing up. No, but
they got their I Love New York shirts on.
And their fanny packs.
Yeah, but we go over to Madison Avenue, and you do see some of those people, real New Yorkers who are just done. Hey, we're going to take another break real quick, and we got more to talk about with Detox. More tea with D.
Next.
Hey, Michelle, we received so many great emails at RuPaulPodcast@gmail.com about our Squarespace website.
Honey, I can't go anywhere without somebody going, hey, Michelle, how's that Squarespace? I'm not even. Why do I always put that voice on when it's
because it's the friendly voice of someone who it feels comfortable with you.
I grew up in New York City. That's
exactly.
What it's like.
But that's the thing about Squarespace is that they make it so easy and so comfortable to create something that used to be very complicated.
Yeah.
Just a few short years ago.
And expensive.
Very expensive. Listen, you go to squarespace.com and get a free trial with no credit card required. Just go there and get blown away. And
I thought you were going to say get blown.
No. Oh. You can go there, do that someplace else.
Okay.
But when you're ready to confirm a plan, use the offer code RU and get 10% off. Now, you got some letters over there?
I do. Okay. Hey.
I said letters again.
It's you know what?
It's an email.
It's a generational thing.
Yes, it is.
It is. But it's still a letter.
It is a letter.
Because they're saying dear so-and-so.
I wrote a letter to Daddy.
I wrote a letter to Daddy. Okay. We go off on tangents. Sorry, Squarespace.
Yeah.
SpongeBob Squarespace. Here we
Right.
are. My name is John Hall. I'm an illustrator and graphic designer in Los Angeles. And thanks to your podcast, I've recently started a brand new website through, what else? Squarespace. I love your podcast. I listen to it while I'm working on my illustrations and while I'm working on class assignments. I'm close to getting my degree in media arts and animation, and I'm extremely happy with how easily Squarespace has allowed me to present my artwork to my instructors and my clients. This is amazing. You can check out John's work at John... Oh, okay.
John,
let's do that again, right?
Yeah.
You could do this. It's live. This is what happens.
Yeah.
You can visit my website at John Hall Illustrated. It was a lot of L's. Look,
yes, there's a lot of L's in there. It's like L.
Thank you very much. Well, one little I up in between them L's. You write it out and see. www.johnhallillustrated.com.
Yes, I'm sure you're going to love it. You know, everybody loves making their websites with Squarespace. And listen, if you want to do it, just go to squarespace.com, offer code RU.
What's that offer code?
It's offer code RU. Rue, that's my name. Don't wear it out. And keep sending your emails to RuPaulPodcast@gmail.com. We want to see them. Thank you, Squarespace, for being so fabulous.
We love you.
We are back with Detox, talking about her exploits all over the world.
Yes.
Passports filled, darling. Yes. What is your favorite place? What can you tell us for the world travelers? What can you tell us about? Do you get to spend time in these places?
Some places, and there's certain places that I go often where I make sure that I spend more time there because I like Stockholm. I go to Stockholm every year for Pride,
Really?
and I've fallen in love with Stockholm.
I
I've
love
never been.
Stockholm.
Have you been?
Yes, I have.
Oh, I love it there. So
Yeah.
every time I'm there, I'm actually going at the end of the month. But every time I'm there, I make sure that I'm there for a few days or a week if
why
I can.
not?
Because I work so much. I need to have time, especially when you're traveling like that. It's good to have time to like kind of get your bearings and take care of yourself.
Yeah.
But it's just such a beautiful city, and I've made
It
so many
is.
great friends there that it's important to me to take time out to do my own thing.
I'm going to tell you right now, the best thing to do in Stockholm is to rent a bicycle and ride all over town. Have you done that?
I haven't done that yet.
You've got to do it this time,
I know.
especially in the summertime when it's beautiful. It's a beautiful city. And then go over to that island that's in the middle of... There's an island where Agneta lives. You know who Agneta is? Of course, she's the blonde from ABBA. Agneta. She lives on this island in the middle.
I can't remember the name of the
Are they
island,
still
but
in
I've been to the
Yeah,
beach.
it's
Yeah,
okay.
they're in Sweden.
Yeah.
But I've been to that beach where the little island is.
Yes.
And then there's the palace across the way.
It's
such a beautiful city, and the
they're
people are
sweet
so
people.
beautiful.
Yes, they're so beautiful. I love the fact they've taken over pop music. And
Oh, yeah.
They just, you know.
Ace of Base was from there too.
Yeah, Ace of Base, Dennis
Robin,
Pop.
isn't Robin?
Robin is from Sweden.
Yeah, Max Martin, who is the king of pop music. They're all from there. It's just brilliant.
Did Max Martin do La Bouche?
No, that was Fred Farian.
Frank Farian.
Frank Farian.
Same one who did Milli Vanilli.
Milli
Did La
Vanilli.
Bouche?
He did La Bouche. He did La
Oh.
Clique. He did
All the Luz.
All the Luz.
The Luz. And he also did Boney M. Did you know that?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
A lot of people know who Boney M is, especially if you're American and you're of a certain age. They were a disco act who were huge. And then years later, far after the Milli Vanilli controversy, Frank Farian came out as saying that Boney M was actually his voice. And the guy,
He just didn't learn.
No. The truth is, this has always happened. This is not a new phenomenon. The Martha Wash, all that
Right.
stuff. It is not black box, not a new phenomenon. It
Britney
has
Spears.
always happened. It has always happened. It's not new.
It's not necessarily bad either. It's just deceitful.
Right.
This is a thing. Now, and I think it keys into what we were talking about earlier with all this
Still like the
horrible,
music.
all these horrible massacres happening. The truth is, the public, and nobody's going to hear this. We are all responsible for that. We are all what's not a cohort, enabled. We've enabled this culture of violence. Accomplice. That's the word. Bingo. To manifest. And the truth is, we are so image conscious that for a Milli Vanilli to happen, we wanted them to look like that. We wanted so we're really he just gave us what we wanted. You know what I mean? So we've got to take some responsibility for not only Milli Vanilli and Boney M, but a lot of the violence that we witness today in our culture. We are accomplices.
Well, I think we all take part in some sort of big picture of the whole planet.
Absolutely.
Well, there's only one of us here, really.
Yeah.
We look like
collective
we're collective consciousness, and that's where we can find the change. Is that even if the news said, okay, today at 4:00 for 1 hour, everybody in the world, we're going to focus on love. We're going to focus on peace. We're going to focus on loving yourself. Or if there was a show 1 hour a day at 2:00 in the morning on NBC that you could tape that says, this is how you learn how to love yourself. This is how you do it. You start here, and actually 1, 2, 3. We could change the world with that.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
So it's you think about Sweden and countries like that are so kind. What
all of the
facilitates-
Scandinavia? Let me tell you something. All of it.
Copenhagen.
Sorry. Yes, all of that up there. Because if you look at the studies continuously, yes, some go up and down. As far
Sure.
as. But every year they seem Norway, all that Scandinavia. They seem to live the happiest lives, the best education. We need to look at them to see what they're doing and take a lesson from that. Okay, maybe the economy's in the shit, or it shouldn't be where it could be, whatever. There's always a trade-off somewhere.
Yeah.
But for me, I trade off economy for happiness
Absolutely.
in a
Yeah.
heartbeat.
You know what? Theron told me that he saw some television program where the kids in Finland, I'm American, I don't know. Is it
It's
Iceland?
Iceland.
They go to school for 3 hours a day,
Yes.
and then they live their lives the rest of it. And who would
I think Finland is the number one happy. One of them,
one of them ice
Scandinavian-
places.
One of
I
them
have
cold
ice
ass
cold.
places.
One of them cold ass pretty places.
Yeah, Finland's gorgeous.
I've never been. You've been
I've
to
never been to
Finland.
Finland.
No, I've been there in pictures.
Yeah.
Michelle's
there in
been
my
everywhere.
head.
Have you been to
I
Finland?
haven't been to Finland.
So you've been to Scandinavia.
I've been to Scandinavia, been to Copenhagen and Sweden.
Stockholm,
and, where else have I been? Everywhere.
We've been to Antwerp.
Antwerp, which
Belgium.
is also really beautiful.
What and so with all
You
this,
didn't like Antwerp?
I loved Brussels.
Brussels. I loved-
Antwerp was very city, so I didn't
Antwerp
get
is
to
very city. Brussels is beautiful. That's where my Heather was born, actually. Because
gorgeous.
my parents were
I didn't get to
stationed
see
there.
the countryside in Antwerp. We were
Yeah.
in a city, so
Heather's your sister.
Heather's my sister.
Yeah. So with
people
all
were
of
great.
this traveling, I want to ask both of you guys, what if people are traveling to some of these places, if you have a place where you know where something is that we can direct them to that's absolutely fabulous, what would that thing be? Now, obviously with Stockholm, it's the bicycling.
It's
for
the
me.
bicycling. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And just exploring the city, running around, walking. I mean, everything's pretty walkable there.
Yeah. What's your favorite city in the world? Would it be Stockholm?
I would think so because I just
Yeah.
love it. I just like my energy there is just so
Yeah.
fun. Like I really want to just go spend a lot of time there as much as I can, just because the people are so lovely.
Amsterdam's
I
a fun city too.
It is.
What's that?
It's
Amsterdam.
Yes.
Amsterdam is really fun
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But Amsterdam could be trouble. You know what I mean? I thought I was gonna go disappear and write an album in Amsterdam, and I was like, that would not work out because I would just be drinking and having fun and smoking weed all the time.
It's definitely
Yeah.
a party.
It's a party city.
It's a party city. The
Yeah.
people are lovely. Oh my God, I love that city so much. But tell me this: what? Wait. So you've been to Amsterdam?
Been to Amsterdam. Been to where haven't I been?
Yeah.
Honestly, I've been all over the place.
I don't have. I can't. I told you about the bikes, but right now, my big tip right now is this morning I used a. It's called a. It's not difficult brown. It's
You took a difficult brown.
I took a difficult. It's a Shutter Brown.
What are you
Brown.
talking about?
It's a pencil from MAC. It's a brown pencil from MAC that is like Smolder. You know, Smolder is the black smudgy one. They have one at MAC called Shutter Brown. It's probably wrong.
What is it? A pencil?
It's a pencil that has. I'm wearing it. I've got a smudge of it around my eyes right now. It is so fabulous because I've always wanted a brown Smolder. Smolder. I've always wanted a brown Smolder.
Stop out of it! I'll take you one.
So, and of course, my brain goes to difficult brown, but it's not difficult brown. It is Shutter.
Well, I tell you what, they have one called.
No, it's Stutter. It's Stutter.
Stutter.
That's Stutter Brown. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could
But
be.
how did we get from traveling the world to Stutter Brown,
I'm
Ru?
going to tell you.
I was thinking of great tips to give to people around the world because I travel and there are things that I usually write on my Twitter feed what I love at this moment. Not paid, mind you. I'm not paid for these tweets,
You
mind
are not.
you.
You do it because you like it.
I do it because I actually love these things.
Yeah.
And I was at the Mac store and they had that, but I always want to give. What
is it a pencil or is it PowerPoint
It's
twisty?
a pencil.
Okay.
It's a pencil.
Carry on.
Yeah. What tips is there a makeup product that you're loving right now?
I love Touche Eclat by YSL, the Radiant Touch. It's like a concealer highlighter.
Oh, say that again slower.
Touche Eclat
Touche Eclat. What does that translate?
Touche
Radiant
Eclat.
Touch. Touche Eclat.
It's literally as a cisgender woman, I do not know what the fuck to do with it. It's it's a highlighter, but it's so thin. So a lot of makeup artists use it like under the eye area. On
It's
the
like that
cheek.
hyper stuff that Mac had years ago. The hyper real.
Similar. It's like you just like twist it up, put it on here. It illuminates your skin. I love it. It makes me feel beautiful.
Yeah.
I should have put some on today,
You
but I
put
knew
it-
I wasn't being filmed.
And you put it on top of your foundation.
You can use it as a concealer. You can put it on top of your foundation. They have a new one that's more of like a shimmery highlight that's
By
really
YSL,
glowy.
is that
It's
what
by
you said?
YSL.
Touche Eclat.
Touche Eclat.
Touche
Touche
Eclat.
Eclat.
Which means touch.
Oh, touche?
It's called Radiant Touch.
Radiant Touch. Oh, I can understand Radiant Touch.
There you go.
Radiant Touch. Give me some of that Radiant Touch.
Touche
over there.
Eclat.
That one's really good.
Yeah. And,
There's nothing called Stutter on the Mac website.
okay, Brown.
They have Ebony. They have I Love Teddy. I love Power Surge, which is a
Teddy.
brown
Teddy
with
is
the
what I
gold.
used before in
Yeah.
this place, but this is a new pencil, and it.
Is it just one of their seasonal ones? That would suck.
I don't think so because I'm going to tell people on my Twitter feed to
But it's a
stock
pencil,
up.
it's not
It's a
the-
pencil. I'm going to go there after this. I'm going to stock up because I still have the Velvetone eyebrow pencils.
Oh.
You know the Velvetone eyebrow pencil?
No,
It's they have those. Mac has those very thin eyebrow pencils. They have it in stud. They have it in.
Is it the Pro Longwear?
No, it's
just
not
the
that.
straight up.
It's a straight up.
Eye Kohl?
Nope. Oh yeah, it is an eye
It's the
kohl.
eye kohl. Okay,
It's
so
an
I'll
eye
look in
kohl.
the color choice.
Yeah, look in the color. It's a
All right,
brown.
keep going.
Difficult. Look for difficult
it says
brown.
shop 2 shades, and the 2 shades are. Keep going.
Oh yeah. Anyway, I stockpile that shit.
You have to, especially when it comes to cosmetics.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
Power
Like when I
Surge,
worked in
Teddy,
cosmetics.
and Costa Riche.
No, there's none
And
of those.
Smolder.
Nope. It's
Difficult.
Look for
brown.
difficult brown.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That makes me laugh. Difficult brown.
So you're loving the YSL stuff.
I'm loving that. My sister, we used to work for YSL, so she got me into YSL years
They
ago.
have such good makeup.
have
It's one
such
of my
great
favorite
makeup.
mascaras ever. But A, it dries out quickly. B, it's
It does. The
$41.
mascara is so good though, but
Yeah.
it dries out really quick.
Well, the thing about I've always used their the powder in the powder mill. Yeah, I think I'm D3. It's so fabulous.
Their product line.
The products
is
are great.
It's great. I use it under the eyes during the crinkly bits,
Mm-hmm.
because a certain age you get to.
You ain't got no crinkles.
Honey, oh please,
Stop
Oh
it.
please,
Stop it.
What are you moisturizing with? And we're going to wrap it up. But are you doing the serums? Are you doing serums?
I don't use a serum. I usually just use, and she was reading me for it. I usually just use the La Mer, just their basic lotion,
So
Yeah.
unnecessary.
just because it makes me feel really great. But
Yeah.
I've out of it, and I haven't been using anything, so
Right.
I've just been.
Good.
But what also I'm obsessed with is this new hydrating mask from Lush that they just gave me a sample of.
Did you like it?
And it's called Don't Look at Me.
Oh, don't look
And
at
it's
me.
a scrub that you put it on. I was in the bathtub. You put it on for 15 minutes, let it set in, scrub it off, and my skin has been like glowing and felt so moisturized, and I haven't been putting anything on it.
Wow.
So I've been using that, a couple days
I'm
a week.
skin obsessed.
Well,
so.
thank you for the tip. That's lovely. We get a little takeaway. We know about Stockholm. We know about your tricks on
Tricks of the trade.
tricks of the trade, the meet and greets, and I do mean meat.
The meat and skeets.
Bountiful brown.
Bountiful brown.
Is that it?
Yes.
Bountiful brown, stubborn brown.
Nope. Stubborn. It's
It
stubborn.
has to be stubborn because that's what he was saying.
It's stubborn. I take it back. It's stubborn.
Stubborn brown.
Stubborn.
And it's the PowerPoint eye pencil.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It's stubborn.
Stubborn brown.
It's stubborn. You see where I got stutter? Remember I said stutter?
Yes.
I knew it's brown. It's not difficult brown. It's stutter.
Stubborn.
Stubborn.
Stubborn brown.
Remember I said
Stubborn brown.
stutter
You
earlier?
did.
You did.
It's stubborn.
Stubborn
brown.
PowerPoint.
It's got a lot of gray, a lot of red in there, and
It's also
brown.
got a grayish undertone.
But all their stuff has a little bit, but your skin will take that. I always tell my sisters who don't want to wear makeup anytime. I know we got to wrap this up. Just put a little brown, so that stubborn brown at your lash line on top.
Yeah.
You don't have to do the bottom, but if you do the bottom, do the shelf. Do in the shelf. And just a little mascara. You're good to go. Put some lipstick.
Does a lash tint?
Yes,
you
honey.
sound like my mother.
What
Put
is
some
wrong?
mascara and a little gloss, and you're good.
You're good.
Yeah.
But don't walk out of the house with nothing on.
How dare you?
What is your problem, young lady? You march right back in that house and you put on some
March
stutter.
it, Missy.
March it.
March
March it. March it.
Well, Detox, this has been so much fun. You're
So much
great.
fun.
I'm so excited you're on the show. I'm fingers crossed. You go for the gusto, girl.
Bend over, let me kiss it real quick.
Yeah.
Kisses are from the devil.
The devil.
The devil. You guys are
Thank you so much for
great.
having me.
Oh, you're lovely. Well, kids, until next time, Michelle and I will see you on the rebound somewhere.
Yes.
Yes. Bye.
Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
And don't forget to subscribe
get an
on
amen?
iTunes.
If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Amen.